Good evening, welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is the Marion City Council meeting for Thursday, June 4th, 2026. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Roll call, please.
Mr. Miskman?
Here.
Mr. Uniman? Mr. Jensen?
Here.
Mayor Abu-Asali?
Present.
Mr. Brandt? Ms. Menser?
Here.
Mr. Harper?
Here. Our next item on the agenda is a moment of silence. Thank you. First item on the agenda this evening is a proclamation for Pride Month. Is there anyone here to accept the proclamation, or just reading it from the dais? Okay. Whereas the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer communities across the nation annually celebrate Pride in their community during the month of June, and whereas the annual celebration of Pride began as a collective protest for the rights of LGBTQ+ individuals and communities, and whereas the national tradition of celebrating Pride in June is a tribute to the Stonewall riots of June 1969, which are remembered as the launch of the modern LGBTQ+ rights movement. And whereas the City of Marion recognizes that the many LGBTQ+ individuals who continue to face difficult challenges in pursuit of living out their authentic identities. And whereas the City of Marion embraces the values of inclusion, equity, fairness, justice, and belonging for all people. And whereas the City of Marion welcomes and accepts all people of diverse sexual orientations, gender identities, and gender expressions, and is proud to celebrate their contributions and the value they add to our city. Now, therefore, I, Nicholas Abu-Asali, Mayor of the City of Marion, Iowa, do hereby proclaim the month of June as Pride Month in the City of Marion and urge residents to eliminate prejudice everywhere it exists. Work to build a community where all people belong and are valued, and to celebrate diversity as an asset and strength of our community. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is our first public forum. This is a time that is set aside for comments from members of the public to the council on any topic that is listed on the agenda but not associated with a public hearing. If anyone's here to address council on any item that is not on the agenda, there will be a time towards the end of the meeting for that. I will read the rules of procedure for the public forums. This applies to both public forums this evening. Anyone wishing to address the council should complete the yellow card at the end of the table by the door and deliver it to the city clerk prior to speaking. Please do not approach the dais where the council is sitting. If you have handouts for the council members, please, or other materials, please submit them to the city clerk for distribution to the council. Once you're called forward, please step up to the podium, speak into the microphone as the meetings are recorded. All persons wishing to speak are provided a maximum of 5 minutes to make their comments. Please do not engage in conduct or speech that is imminently threatening to any person, or which incites violence, or which is obscene. Please do not make any disparaging remarks regarding any individual person, but keep the comments pertinent to the topic. Please avoid repeating comments or points that have been made by previous speakers. Please do not engage in conduct that disrupts the orderly progress of the meeting, or engage in speech or conduct which interferes with other people's ability to participate in the meeting. Failure to adhere to these guidelines or engaging in any disruptive speech or behavior will, after a warning, result in removal from the meeting. We appreciate everyone's cooperation in adhering to these guidelines. At this time, the public comment period is open. This is, again, for any comment that on any topic that is on the agenda but not associated with the public hearing. there are any comments regarding an item that is part of a public hearing, there will be time during the public hearing for comments. Anyone wishing to address council, please step forward. Okay, seeing that no one is coming forward, we will close this part of the meeting, proceed to the consent agenda.
Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda as follows. Items A1 to E2, resolutions 32856 to 32874.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as presented, including items A1 through E2, resolutions 32856 through 32874. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved. For the next part of the meeting, I'll turn over the meeting to the Mayor Pro Tem.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move to approve the consent agenda with the mayor's abstention as follows. Items D1 through D2, resolution 32875 through 32876.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda with Mayor Abu Asali's abstention, including resolution numbers 32875 through 32876. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. The consent agenda is approved with one abstention.
Next item is a public hearing regarding the status of funded activities regarding the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program for the Marion Tree Project. We have a presentation and then we'll open the public hearing. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Alyssa. I work for the East Central Iowa Council of Governments. I'm the grant administrator for this project for you guys, and I just have a script that I'm required to read for grant requirements. So the purpose of this hearing is to consider the status of funded activities for the Marion Tree Replanting Program as assisted by the Community Development Block Grant Program, contract number 20 DRI 021. As required for this hearing, it's noted that for a general description of accomplishments to date, a CDBG disaster recovery tree replanting contract in the amount of $900,000 was awarded to the City of Marion from the Iowa Economic Development Authority for the replanting of trees in various parks and right-of-ways throughout the City of Marion. A release of funds was issued on April 12th, 2024. A pre-construction meeting was held on March 12th, 2026, and planting began on May 6th, 2026. Watering continues weekly through July 24th, 2026. For a summary of funding of the activity and source of funds and total funds spent thus far by source, as of June 2nd, 2026, a total of $60,320.39 has been invoiced and reimbursed for project service delivery and newspaper publications. For a general description of remaining work on the project includes required monitoring and site visits conducted by the Iowa Economic Development Authority and weekly watering through July 24th, 2026. And for a general description of changes made to the project budget, performance targets, activity schedules, project scope, location, objectives, or beneficiaries. Changes made to the project budget include removing the originally committed city match of $105,000 to expend more of the awarded funds, a reevaluation of the environmental areas to expand the locations of where trees can be planted, and an increase to the amount of trees to be planted than originally anticipated. The project is currently on schedule to be completed before the end date of September 30th, 2026.
Okay, thank you. Public hearing is now open. If there are any members of the public here to address council on this topic, please come forward. We'll ask the staff if we received comments outside the meeting.
I have not received any.
Okay, none. All right, please note that for the record and we'll close the public hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Mayor, I move to remove resolution number 32589 regarding a yield sign for eastbound traffic on 12th Avenue from the table.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to remove resolution 32589 from the table. Any discussion on removing from the table? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 32589, approving a yield sign for eastbound traffic on 12th Avenue at its intersection with 12th Street. And this was tabled on October 9th, 25.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 32589, the yield sign for eastbound traffic on 12th Avenue at the intersection with 12th Street. Any discussion? Are you taking questions or do you have
I
a
was going to give a
presentation?
brief presentation.
Okay, go ahead.
So if you recall, this was tabled due to some shrubbery at the intersection that has since been addressed. There were pictures provided in the packet. And so even with the shrubbery being removed completely, we still recommend the yield signs being put up there because with the parked cars, the visibility is still restricted. So TAC is still recommending that same solution.
Okay. Any discussion or questions for Mike?
None for me.
Okay, we'll vote. All those in favor of approving resolution number 32589, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved.
Mayor, I move to remove resolution number 32590 regarding a yield sign for westbound traffic on 12th Avenue from the table.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to remove resolution number 32590 from the table and place it back on the floor for consideration. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion to remove from the table resolution number 32590, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved.
Yes, Your Honor. I move to approve resolution number 32590, approving a yield sign for westbound traffic on 12th Avenue at its intersection with 12th Street. This was tabled on 10/9/25.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 32590, approving the yield sign for westbound traffic on 12th Avenue at the intersection with 12th Street. Discussion. Mike, you have anything to add to this?
No,
It's the same
same.
as, yep.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll go
just
ahead.
a quick question. Are there any schools in relative proximity to this? As I now show my ignorance of our geography?
No.
No? Okay.
No, and if I recall, this was a T-bone crash that kind of prompted the petition that came forward.
Okay.
Okay. Any other discussion or questions? All those in favor of approving resolution number 32590, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing on the request for voluntary annexation of Tower Terrace Road right-of-way between Meadow Knolls Road and Albernet Road. The public hearing is open. Do we have a presentation, Nicole?
Yeah, just a brief one. So this is a 100% voluntary annexation requested by the city for the inclusion of the Tower Terrace Road right-of-way, highlighted on the screen there. It is over, just over 15 acres. This is important for the city to have our right-of-way within our own city limits when it comes to any projects that either Parks or Public Works has. Right now, with the in-county jurisdiction, we would be required to go through the county permitting process. So it would help streamline our processes and increase our efficiency by eliminating any permitting through the county. This segment of Tower Terrace Road is already being plowed by Public Works. It's within the snow and ice program policy.
Okay. We'll come back for questions after we take public comments. The public hearing is now open on this measure. If anyone is here to address council, either in favor or in opposition to this measure, please come forward. Okay, we'll ask the staff if we received any comments outside the meeting.
I have not received any.
We have not either.
Okay, please note that for the record. We'll close the public hearing and move on to the resolution.
Mayor, I move to approve resolution number 32877, approving a voluntary annexation of Tower Terrace Road right-of-way located between Meadow Knolls Road and Alburnett Road, Lynn County, Iowa, and this is City of Marion, Iowa.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 32877, approving the voluntary annexation of Tower Terrace Road right-of-way between Meadow Knolls and Alburnett Road. Discussion. Questions for Nicole? It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Nicole, just maybe isn't directly relating to this, but isn't there grading for future development somewhere along this segment to the north of Tower Terrace? Okay. Okay.
Can you state the answer in the microphone for the meeting? Thank you.
Yes, there is grading right now. I'm not sure which segment that is on.
Yeah, so if you look at the blue at the very west side, you can see that what I'll call field entrance. That's part of the Fraser development on the
Okay.
north side.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution number 32877, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The motion is approved. The next item is our second public forum, which is a time that is set aside for comments from members of the public on any topic. And the rules of procedure that I reviewed at the beginning of the meeting do apply to this public forum also. Anyone wishing to address council, please come forward. Welcome. Yes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ashley Gordon. Marion is where I was raised, where I went to school, and now where I choose to live. Today, I'm here to speak on a topic that I believe Marion has tried to stay silent on. I hope that hearing what I have to say not only opens your eyes, but your mouths and your hearts for action. I'm here to talk about Lynn County Jail. Marion is one of the many cities in Lynn County that use this jail. While the jail is in Cedar Rapids, we do not get to wash our hands of what happens in that building. We're a part of Lynn County, and when our people are arrested, they go to Lynn County Jail. This is every bit of our responsibility as it is in Cedar Rapids. Lynn County Jail has a contract with ICE, and as of today, in this year, 2026, ICE has used our jail to hold over 220 people that they have detained. There's a list of names in front of you naming each and every of the 220 people who have been detained and made to stay at Lynn County Jail. They're being treated as if they are the worst of the worst criminals, even if they have no criminal record. There is no order in which they are throwing people in there. I spoke with a man who was a victim of a car crash. It was no fault of his own, but he was hit by an American citizen. He had no criminal record, but because he was a person who did not have documentation, he was detained and put in Lynn County Jail. Let that sink in. He was just in a car accident. He was covered in bruises all over his face and chest, likely having a concussion, but instead of being taken to the hospital, he went straight to the jail. Then, when he asked for help, he was laughed at by an officer and told he would not be helped unless blood was dripping from his mouth. This continued for over 20 days until I spoke with a representative who spoke to the sheriff and talked him into getting this guy medical attention. I have proof of all of this. I wish I could say this is an outlier and that most people aren't treated this way, but that's not the truth. The conditions in Lynn County Jail are inhumane. Lynn County Jail is overcrowded. Cells that are meant to hold 20 people tend to hold 24 to 30 people. Many people are not even given beds and they sleep on the floor. After a cold, restless night, they're taken out of their cell at 6 a.m. and you cannot go back in. In the winter, it's very cold, and if you bring a blanket to try and keep warm, you can be sent to solitary confinement. Many people have gotten sick from the temperatures alone. The people being detained are not given access to translation services. Lynn County Jail claims to have translation services, but I'm telling you that the detainees do not receive them. Many of the people who do not speak English are relying on their other detainees to translate for them. There's been multiple cases in which people have been signed up to be deported without knowing because they were told to sign papers with no translator present to let them know what it said. When people want to voluntarily deport, they struggle then too. Trying to get paperwork, trying to get a date for them to leave, trying to get access to books to learn the language of the country that they are being sent to is nearly impossible. I could go on, but I'm hoping that you're getting the point. The conditions in Lynn County Jail are inhumane. Marion needs to step up. We need to protect our immigrants in Marion. We should be printing our rights in the Marion paper every single month. The Marion police are supposed to not call ICE when people are being stopped, but who's making sure that they actually follow that rule? Anyone in the area knows that Marion police have a terrible reputation. When a rule is made for our police department, how does the public know that that rule is followed? We need Marion to put pressure on Cedar Rapids and to hold them accountable. If we use that jail, then we should have access and knowledge of what's going inside. We should be speaking on it.
You have 1 minute
I'm
remaining.
not asking for a lot. I'm asking for basic accountability. Online, Marion claims to be aspiring to be the best place in Iowa to raise a family and grow a business. If that's the truth, then we need to act like it. If we actually support family, then stop letting ICE tear families apart. Marion is really a city. If Marion is really a city that reaches higher, we need to take responsibility and protect people. Immigrants make Marion a better city. I want them here, and you should too, if you actually want what's best for our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else address council, please come forward. Okay, seeing no one else is coming forward, we'll close this part of the meeting and proceed to council comments. Councilmember Miskimmis?
As Alice Cooper has said many times in the past, school is out for summer. So get ready. I had the pleasure of picking up 3 grandkids from their last day of school and taking them out for a treat. So look forward to the summer and all the different activities that we'll see throughout our community. And as well as going uptown now for the concerts.
Well, it's June, so things are heating up. And Saturday is our first sunrise yoga of this year, year 13. And I'm looking forward to it. Big thanks to Seth and his team who helped to make this program happen. So we're looking forward to a fun time. But 7:30, free, open to all ages, all abilities, and just sign the waiver that we have, and it's good for the whole summer. 7:30 at Lau Park. Facebook page is Sunrise Yoga at Lau Park. Any weather-related announcements are done at that page by 7 a.m. And then Wednesday, the 10th, we kick off with Down Dogs in Uptown. So free yoga in the park. We're kind of by the depot. That's from 6 until 7. That's a partnership with the Parks Department and Vela Yoga. And that's also a lot of fun in a different setting. That's year 2 for that program, or year 3 for that program. And we're looking forward to that. Same thing. And the waiver covers both of those programs. Lastly, this morning, we spent the last bit of time filling the raised bed gardens that had a second layer added to them out here at City Hall. And so we thank the Master Gardeners and Lynn County Extension through a grant. They were able to take the single beds and make those that were still single double. Thanks to the Parks Department for delivering compost. And then when we filled the beds, we needed more, and the Parks Department brought more. So thank you for all you're doing with that as well, making that happen. And then also Lynn County Master Gardeners who are here filling the beds again this morning, using all their expertise, and then Peg Heald, who is our manager of the garden. So for those at City Hall, you can see the progress that is happening. Kim, I know your team, we were talking about the new gates that went up. They're a little taller for what we're going to have on there. And then my husband, who also got voluntold to help with the compost this morning. So he was also part of that team, but it's all good. It's all for good cause. So if you're looking to volunteer there, I won't voluntold anybody else, but if you're looking to volunteer, we're always taking volunteers that want to help with the garden as well.
Wow, who can follow that? So let's see, I also am aware of the fact, besides Sunrise Yoga, we have the barbecue rendezvous happening for the Kiwanis. That's uptown. And but let us not forget the world-renowned farmers market at Willowwood Park, starting promptly at 0800 hours. Be there or be square.
Will you be at the council table this weekend? Or who's?
If I say that I'm going to be at the council table, that might scare people away.
Well, there will be at least one council member at the city council table at the farmers market. So public is welcome to stop by and engage with the council members and share your thoughts and ideas and ask questions. And we'll do our best to get you the answers to questions and direct them to the right people at the city to provide whatever information is needed. So for my part, yesterday I had a very engaging session with the Civil Rights Commission, and they're doing a great job, and they're putting together their work plan, and we had a really good session about ideas and how they can be part of the city's vision, how they can contribute and add value. Also was notified today of some very positive news. I think many of us are aware that the fire department, the mayor and fire department, is going through the accreditation approval process, and it's not a very easy process, and it's not something that any community can achieve. I think Chief told me a few months ago that it was 14% of the people in the United States are served by an accredited department. We had the team that is working on our accreditation process here this week, and we were, Chief, you can add to this if you want to, but we were notified today that they were going to be making the recommendation for our fire department to be accredited, which is incredible news. I think for the department and for our city organization, it shows that we can be example setters, and we can be in the lead and be the best among other cities and other departments. For the city, residents of this city, it's an endorsement, I think, of a city team that is always reaching higher to do better and better to serve them. And it's really what it's about. It's how we serve our residents. And we're continually trying to do better to give them the best possible services and to take care of the people who live in this city. So, Chief, I'll give you a chance to add your comments to that. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, for sharing that news with our community. It really is a great step forward for Team Marion broadly. We would not be at this state if it wasn't for all of our teammates, our IT, our finance department, HR, Public Works, our external partners at Emergency Management, Area Ambulance. Really every corner of the organization is a part of this process, and it really is just another great step forward. So we're looking forward to August, where the hearing will be held in Chicago, and we will have a contingent from our community there to field questions from the commissioners on the Commission on Fire Accreditation International. ultimately where they will make a decision for our accredited status. But we're looking forward to that. As we've been saying today, bring on August.
Yeah, so we have tentative optimism right now, but it's a good indication that they're going to be making the recommendation, and we'll find out in August.
Yes, sir. That's
Okay, and then that'll be a great reason for the city to celebrate, I think, having an accredited fire department. Okay. Go ahead.
I forgot to mention my comments. Bill, did you want to bring anything about the library's Marion Reads for 250 program that was announced today? Was that today? This is a great undertaking for the library and with some partner grants that have been made available, but we need to spread the word as much as possible. So I don't mean to put you on the spot, but.
No, that's okay. The library will be hosting an all community reads program later this year in celebration of America 250. And we were notified that a $20,000 grant application we submitted to the National Endowment for the Arts was accepted in support of that program. So we're very excited. We'll be announcing what those books are to the public here around Independence Day. It will be an opportunity for our community members to engage and have social discourse with each other, and discuss the book that we've chosen. So we're very excited for the program.
Where can people follow along as those announcements are made? Where's the best release? Is it social media, or is it on the library website page, or where should they?
So we will have we currently have information on our webpage. We'll be sending out information via social media. We're partnering with our media partners to send out information as we get closer to the launch of that program.
Thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Another win for the city. The library is always a point of pride and a great place of access to everyone in this community. So really proud of the work that you and your team are doing. And whenever anyone says, why do you need libraries anymore? They just need to visit the Marion Library to see why we need libraries, because the things that take place at that library, I don't know where else they would take place if we didn't have a library, and providing that free access and open access to anyone. And education of all types, and discourse, and all the programs that you put on. So thank you.
Thank you.
Just to end the meeting, some of the team members know I've been changing at my job. I've been moving to a new office, and so after 25 years in the same office, I accumulated a lot of paper that I didn't know existed anymore. But today, as I was going through some things, I ran across this sort of history of memories of Marion. I just wanted to read some of it, and then I'll save some for the next meeting. But I just think it's interesting. It's good to know our past and our history and where we've been as we move forward. So this begins by saying, as people came westward to make their homes, they came to the territory of Iowa. They found a beautiful place with a creek, timber, and prairie. They settled here and asked the territorial legislature to appoint a special board of commissions to have a town laid out and a county seat placed in the middle of the county. In 1838, it was commissioned by a special board to name this spot Grove City, or City Beautiful. General Francis Marion, a Revolutionary general, was stationed here to protect the territory, and the town was renamed Marion in his honor. More people heard of the beautiful prairie and also the town, so they came and built their homes and businesses in a semicircular fashion for protection from gangs of Rough Riders that terrorized the people. As the town grew, it was necessary to have protection. They decided to build a jail. In 1839 to 1841, the first jail and courthouse were built. It was made of logs and looked more like a house. The courthouse was built just back of the jail, out of logs also, on 6th Avenue between 10th and 11th Street. Many of the homes were also built from logs cut by pioneers. All the people helped one another, and their town started to grow. The first store was built in 1840 on the corner of 11th Street and 10th Avenue. The first creamery was built in 1839. In 1840, the first saloon was built on what is now Central Avenue. The first shoemaker built his shop at 11th Street and 7th Avenue. The first lawyer settled here and built an office at 10th Street and 7th Avenue in 1840. And in 1842, the citizens built a pole bridge across Indian Creek so they could cross the creek without going a long distance. A brick factory was built at the location where Besdex Florist is now. And if people don't know where Besdex was, that's where the Casey's is in front of the Thomas Park. Or I guess the apartment complex that's next to it. They experimented with the soil to make bricks and used them for some homes and the laying of some streets in town. And we've often talked about Marion brick as we've talked about our brick streets and the brick homes that we're trying to save from demolition. As the town continued to grow, it was time to plot out the city into streets and avenues. People requested that the county assessor do this job, and he did. In 1859, there was a drugstore built on 7th Avenue. Dr. Davis was one of the first doctors to settle here. He bought a lot of land. He had a square patch of land in the center of the city, and he deeded it to the city to be used as a park and never anything else. And that is the beginning of City Square Park, I guess, which is now the Central Plaza. So just some Marion history, and I'll just share some more at the next meeting. So with that, we've come to the end of the meeting. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.